What's good, y'all? You Dub back here again, here in 2019. Let's get it. Now, I've been doing a series of magic videos and are to come. Been thinking about which one to do next, and any suggestions, I would um, definitely look to get upon. But in this video, as you see the title, why I don't practice magic. Okay. And I remember, and I brought this up, and one of the commenters was like, he thought I practiced voodoo and whatnot, which is understandable, understandable. Shout out to brother Voodoo, Jericho Drum, Marvel Comics. But anyways, why I don't practice magic? Okay, one of the biggest things with magic, and magic, like any field, is honestly you need to be a believer in that field. Uh, And what I mean by believe, I don't just mean like, oh, I believe in something. No, no, no. I mean taking it very seriously. Okay. You need to be all in. To live any sort of lifestyle, you truly need to be all in. You can't be a dabbler. You can't just like, well, I tried magic. Like I'll hear people like, I tried religion. Like that's not how this works. I tried to do that business thing. I tried to play that sport. I went to the gym a few times. That's not how it works. Anything in your life that you're really going to be successful on, you have to be committed. And that's the thing, the commitment towards magic, the commitment towards what you do. Now, I don't have a problem being committed to something. That's not my thing. I'm not a commitment phobe. Like there are a lot of people out here, men and women, who are. But the thing is, I don't have the commitment to some of the principles of magic. Okay. Another aspect of it is a matter of faith. You know, my faith, I disagree, and people are like, well, your holy books say no, 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 no. It's not simply because a holy book says. There are aspects of practical magic that I don't agree with. Okay, it's like with the martial arts. There are certain, you can do the martial arts. You can do all kinds of martial arts. Some of it you can keep it to the physical, but with certain Oriental martial arts, there is practically ancestor worship. There is, you bow and you pay reverence and respect almost to a divine state, a godlike state, placing certain founders on this pedestal, similar to certain aspects of Shintoism and whatnot. And if that's what you're down with, that's your choice. But it's a conflict on my faith. So if it's a conflict on the faith, that's going to be a problem. I don't agree with the focus that a lot of mages have, a lot of magicians have, the desires that they go and why they practice. Uh, I'm not saying it won't work. I'm not saying that they're inherently wrong, but I don't have those selfish desires, so to say. We all have selfish desires. Selfish desires aren't inherently a bad thing, but the reasons that a lot of people go and deal in magic, I don't have those desires, those passions, so I won't follow it. Um, there are certain magics that require uh, more external variance. Okay, that things that I have an issue with. Sacrifice. I'm not just dealing in animal sacrifice. Certain love making magics. I'm not getting involved with. I'm not using my body as a conduit. Um, I have too much respect for the mystic arts that I could screw things up in a certain spell and such. I'm not just going to mess around and try to make up my own spells and whatever. I'm going to have to do my due diligence. Another thing is it's actually very difficult to find a great teacher of magic. And if you're going to be a great practitioner, you need to know what the hell you're doing. And I'm one of those guys who would rather be hands off than screw things up completely, especially when it's potential to harming other people more than just myself. For example, I don't really deal with being an electrician and dealing with electricity. I leave that to people who are much more skilled than me. It's not a matter of fear, it's a matter of respecting. So in that aspect, I don't want to pursue these things. Um, it's hard to find what is real magic and what's not, because there's a lot of pseudo crap out here. There is real magic for sure, but it's a lot of pseudo crap. Another reason is it's too easy to be manipulated. It's too easy to be controlled by other forces. It's the same thing of why I've never used certain substances. Okay. I've used things like psychedelics. I've used things like cannabis, drink and smoke or whatever. But I've never touched other things because one of the principles one of the vows I made years ago, I was 12, 13, is never to let anything control my mind. Everything begins in the mind before it becomes physical dependency. Okay? Everything starts here. So I am cautious of allowing potentially other spirits and things to manifest and to control what I do. Certain magics become trance-like. Certain magics, allow other presences to work through you, and I'm very cautious of that. The faith that I have, the Almighty does what He does, but it's on me to make decisions for myself. It's on me to do what's right, and I love that aspect. I look at the physical world, and I'm not willing to pay the piper on just to gain some more power. Okay. I also look at the physical world, and I'm not trying to be overly manipulative of it. If I'm to have, I'm to have, and I'll do the things I can, but I'm not trying to mess with the balance of things. And that's a whole other getting into more metaphysical thing. But I'm not trying to cause waves in those matters. It's why we have darkness and different things in this world, because some people are trying to take control of things that they have no business trying to take control over. And so, I look at the world, and what do you want your impact to be? Okay. Do you just want to gain things for yourself? Do you want to live very insular, or are you trying to leave a positive trail amongst other, around you? Are you trying to leave the world a better place than when you got here? That's a goal I have. And I'm not saying that magicians are malicious. I'm not saying that they have malignant intent, at least not all of them. But what I'm saying is, I would rather forego and distance myself, even if I have knowledge of something, and because I have knowledge of something in some cases, of aspects that are dynamite, okay, that are very volatile, that possibly could be very hostile, be very misunderstood, okay. Like I said, you do what you do as a person. Individually, you can make decisions. But for me personally, I believe in calculated risk. And for me, utilizing magic is not a good enough calculated risk that I'd be willing to do it. Because, here's the thing. Okay, if it succeeds, beautiful, then I'm highly blessed. But if it fails, the repercussions that could I lose any sense of sanity? I think of these things. Could I, summon God knows what kind of spirit? Um, could I, accidentally put a hex on my own family or friends? Could I kill somebody potentially? Could my spoken word, because I was pissed off, or my thoughts somehow influence somebody's illness or something, just because I was emotional and not in control, and a number of things. Um, I don't know. And for that variable, when other lives are potentially affected for my decision making, I refuse to be on that. Now, if that's on them, you do what you do to yourself. But I'm not trying to be a person that's intentionally out here hurting people. Even unintentionally, I don't like that. It doesn't make me feel good in my conscience. Okay, I have to deal with my conscience at the end of the day. I can't deal for anybody else's, but I got to deal with mine. And for these reasons, and basically, these are the reasons I don't deal in Magic. Unexpected Wonder, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts, and there will be more Magic videos on in the future. But because I kept I have been asked for by a few people, but um, you know, I just wanted to get this out here earlier on. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace.